Early last week, we got our first look at Saber Interactive's upcoming video game, A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. The video game is currently in development alongside Jurassic Park Survival, and is also described as a single-player first-person adventure game, although A Quiet Place gets horror thrown in there. And while obviously a completely different title to Jurassic Park Survival, a new trailer gives us our first real look at what survival might actually be like, both in terms of visuals and more crucially, the gameplay. Welcome back to Jurassic Outpost, happy Jurassic June! Let's get into it and see what A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead can tell us about Jurassic Park Survival. The reveal trailer for The Road Ahead debuted last week, and unlike the reveal trailer for Jurassic Park Survival, which was, aside from the brief montage at the end, completely computer generated, contained entirely in-engine footage. The game is first person, just like Survival, and we see a character attempting to hide an attack from a Death Angel. In this video, I wanted to quickly examine the trailer to see what it can show us about Jurassic Park Survival's survival elements, and also examine a handful of Saber's other games to see what driving might be like in the game. Because honestly, who will be able to resist driving a gas-powered Jeep away from a T-Rex? It's probably a good time to mention the similarities between Jurassic Park and A Quiet Place. Whether intentional or not, the first movie feels like it honors Jurassic Park's velociraptors. At least, the monsters depicted in that film, you could replace them with raptors and tell a very similar story. The two games are clearly going down a similar path with the survival style. The trailer shows us a character using a homemade device to help monitor sound levels, and is seen slowly creeping around a location attempting to remain undetected, just like in Survival. In the IGN exclusive that revealed new information about the upcoming title, Saber Interactive's creative director Oliver Hollis-Leek offered an explanation on how exploring Isla Nublar will work. The island is full of different types of terrain, many of them quite challenging. The player will need to use caution and planning, in some cases, checking routes in advance. There will also be times when the player will need to move very carefully through an environment to avoid the attention of certain predators. Maya, the main character, is neither superhuman nor an action hero. There are real risks for her around every corner, and the player will need to use a mixture of intelligence, grit, and patience to survive the island's many challenges. I think that honestly describes what we see in the Road Ahead trailer, but let's get something out of the way. A Quiet Place is being published by Saber Interactive and developed by Storm Mind Games. Saber are exclusively developing Survival themselves, so while the developers are different for the two games, the gameplay we have seen of Survival so far does look similar to this reveal, and from interviews and from what we can tell generally, Saber are still heavily involved with the development of this game. I think it's easy to see the similarities, but anyway, the game shows us a first-person perspective of the world of A Quiet Place after the world-changing disaster, and that is exactly what Survival is doing too.
Can anyone hear me? This is Dr. Maya Joshi. I've been left behind on Isla Nublar.
A Quiet Place is further ahead in its development. The release date remains as 2024, so it has just under half a year left. Survival was confirmed to not be coming out in 2024, so I do believe a lot of A Quiet Place development has been overseen by the developers of Survival and is helping to influence the game. While this was the first time we've seen anything from The Road Ahead, it revealed more in-game than Survival's revealed it, but that's just the marketing being handled differently, of course. I'm sure we'll be seeing another trailer for this game very soon, which could show us even more about what Survival will be like. So let's talk about driving. While there's a chance Saber will leave out driving entirely from the game, I very much doubt that will happen. Driving a Jurassic Park Jeep is a goal of many people, and I think the concept art shows us the intention is to give Maya the ability to navigate the island in one of the infamous Jurassic Park staff Jeeps. The Jurassic Park vehicles, designed by John Bell, are cinema icons, and it wouldn't make much sense to leave them out of the adventure of this game. Driving won't be easy, however, that's for sure. Saber are somewhat known for their Mud Runner line of games, which contain Mud Runner, Snow Runner, and the more recent Expeditions. These games are developed in-house at Saber and are highly detailed driving simulators focusing on big rigs, trucks, and off-roading. They're a lot of fun if you're into that sort of slow-paced type of gaming, and Saber have done a wonderful job of crafting the worlds that surround the roads. While not for everybody, we should be able to glean some information on what Survival's driving mechanics will be like. I'm sure Saber will be toning down the difficulty, but the driving, the mud physics, it's also detailed and would make a lot of sense to be ported over to Jurassic. In Jurassic Park, we see Dennis Nedry trying to utilize the staff jeep's winch. I have no idea that Maya, or perhaps another character, will need to utilize the vehicle's winch multiple times. It's one of the many tools in the SnowRunner line of games that you have to use to navigate the maps.
You got time, you can do it. Do it, come on, Dennis. Whoa.
There just has to be driving in this game. They've poured so many years into perfecting their driving in all of these different Mud Runner games. It'll no doubt be included in some capacity in Survival. I've always wanted to drive the Jurassic Park Jungle Explorers, the Tour Explorers, but I mean, those run on an electric trackway, so yeah. But the staff jeeps, come on. Maya having to drive during the storm from location to location. Just imagine it. Looking for people left on the island, looking for hope, looking for means of contact, getting stuck in the mud, needing to utilize the winch on the vehicle, climb through the jungle and around the trees to attach it. It's all going to pose such a challenge in this game. Saber's video game Expeditions has a minor focus on discovering dinosaur remains, dinosaur fossils, but the focus is on vehicle recon, discovery, using the various trucks and 4x4s to navigate the wild environments and discover things, stuff. It shows us Saber's game engine. In SnowRunner we see swamps, small towns, villages. There are dense forests, big lakes. The maps are so detailed and the atmosphere is so alive and real. It's pretty great, and some vehicles really give off an in-gen feel. Driving is just not easy in this game, it's a skill, and with Survival aiming for Maya to have to utilize a wide range of skills in order to survive and navigate the treacherous terrain of the island, I bet driving is a big one. Have you played any Saber Interactive video games? I was beginning to wonder where the Quiet Place game was, what was happening with it. It's great to see it finally come to life. It's looking great. I mean, the reveal trailer was just a small clip, but I think as we learn more about that title, we'll end up learning a lot more about Jurassic Park Survival. The latest in the Quiet Place franchise is coming out this summer, and this new game will keep the franchise in the public eye all year. The Jurassic franchise, of course, has a new film releasing next July in just over a year's time, and Jurassic Park Survival will likely join the franchise not too long after that. We don't know when Survival will be coming out, but we know that it won't be in 2024. 2025 is looking more likely, and I have a feeling late 2025, early 2026 is a good call. The IGN unveiling told us that brand new locations will feature that weren't in the original movie. Maya Joshi won't be the only character in this game. There is a chance that non-movie dinosaurs will feature, and that Jurassic Park is, of course, Universal's most requested game. There was also a lot more information contained in the IGN exclusive. Our previous video covers this topic, so in case you missed it, check that out, the link is in the description, and let us know in the comments what you think of this video.